Welcome back to On the Set. Stay tuned for an incredible show today with two incredible minds, amazing talent, very, very creative people. I'd like to introduce Seregon O'Dassey, and she happens to be a model, an actress. I mean, I'm going to go on, I'm going to say it, okay, I'm going to say it all. In the Marines, mortuary school, soap opera actress. We're going to get to so many different things and talk about you. And also with Rick Chandler, you've been in Rick Chandler's movies, many of his productions. And here's a brilliant mind as well, Rick Chandler. And we're going to show our viewers some clips later and really get them to know you up close and personal. Because you have a lot of projects that are upcoming, premieres. And but let's start with you, Seregon. What don't you do? I mean, you're sitting here with drumsticks. Tell us about that first.
Well, I just finished a film in October of 2011, and I had some downtime. I was doing bit parts in various projects, and I was doing some modeling, but I had a lot of downtime. And aside from working on my novel that you can only sit at a computer for so long before your eyes start to burn, I said, you know what? I looked over at my electronic drum kit that I bought a while back, and I was kind of knocking around on that for a while, and I said, you know what, I really want to learn. I've always wanted to learn how to play the drums. So I called up a friend of mine. I said, why don't you come on over and teach me some stuff? He's like, really? I was like, yeah, really, come on over. So he taught me straight four, and he taught me a couple of fill developments, and I've just been kind of learning a little bit as I go on.
I mean, you play on the bus, you said. You
Sometimes, until people like get annoyed, because coming up to Boston, it's a 4-hour trip. So, you know, I've got the earphones in, and I'm just kind of like drumming along to kind of, okay, wait, rewind, what did they do there? Oh. And I go like that because somebody looks at me, and I'm like, sorry.
Maybe you'll have a part in a movie playing the drums.
That would be awesome.
Drummer.
I kind of, I can play most of Kashmir now, not all of it, and I'm still practicing it, but yeah, so whoever casts that free credit report commercial, get a girl version. I'm a girl drummer now, so get a female version.
All right, and so then you're on, for our soap opera fans, One Life to Live.
Yes.
And you had a dialect, an accent?
I did. I was on a couple episodes of that. I did background and 2 U5 roles on that, and I only have one clip from that. But I decided to put the accent on my demo reel because I have an Irish accent in that episode, and I want people to know that I can do accents as well. And
oh, we're going to know about your accent soon. I'm going to make you talk like that. I mean, I would love to develop an accent too, so I'm very envious of you. But it must take a long time to learn because you say German, British Cockney.
British Cockney, British upper class, Southern, and it kind of happened by accident almost, because when I started going up to New York frequently and asking for directions, I just got bored with asking the same questions. So I kind of just amused myself by having a British accent or an Irish accent, and I found that people responded to me better when I had an accent. They kind of
I agree with that.
They tended to be like, oh, that's cute. So so I worked on improv when they asked me, you know, where are you from? I'm like, oh, well, I'm from Cork and my family is originally from Dublin. You know, I just kept going and just amusing myself and everybody else. And I'm pretty good with languages. I taught myself most of German. Most of the German I know I taught myself. Spanish came easily to me. A little bit of Italian from the Spanish I knew. And I love music in other languages, so it really gets in my head and in my ear.
Well, I'm going to want to hear some.
Even more than I already did.
Yeah. I mean, just break out an accent. Feel free during the show, anytime. Now, did you do an accent when you were on Howard Stern?
I did
What
not.
was that like?
That was nerve-wracking. I don't think I've ever been so nervous in my life, because I got the call from my agent, and I was like, oh my God, it's Howard Stern. Oh my God, what do I do? Like, I thought I was really going to freeze up, but he's very personable, and he wasn't a jerk like a lot of people.
He didn't ask you to strip naked or anything?
He did. He's like, can we see your boobs? And I had on this corset that was very hard to get into, and I'm like, I can't get into this. I can't get out of it. I can't. I need help. And he tried to undo it. He's like, screw it. But he was fun about it. He's a funny guy, and he was very nice about it. And he talked about projects and things like that too.
So you got into the show once you were there.
Once you get over the, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? It kind of
just
flows. It really does.
I want to talk about, I mean, I know you're in the Marines too. Oh my gosh. But what about mortuary school? What is that all about? How did you decide to do that?
Well, I grew up always being interested in like the Gothic culture and knowing what goes on behind the scenes. Like I want to know the secrets of everything. So a friend of mine, his dad was in there, and he let me come over and teach me some stuff, and I was like, you know what, I really want to do this. So I went to mortuary school. I went to 1 year of regular college. I took some medical courses, and then I specialized into mortuary school, and that's what I got my degree from.
Did you ever embalm anyone?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That was my job. You learn embalming, you learn cosmetology and restorative art, which is putting people back together again, I guess you could say. If you know they're in an accident and their face is half gone, you have to learn how to reconstruct that. Dressing, the legal aspects of it, family planning, and all the laws, the local laws as opposed to the FTC laws.
Wow.
And there's a little bit of math involved, the PSI for how much fluid goes in how many bodies, or what kind of body. And
so maybe that you could use in your acting someday, you know, if you ever needed to do that.
I'd love to. And the only female I've ever seen in that kind of a role was in Men in Black with, I can't remember the actress's name, but she worked in the morgue. And every other actor I've ever seen in that kind of part has been not just a guy, but an old, like, decrepit, you're wondering if he's still alive guy. And they show somebody in the morgue that eating a sandwich, and it's this big, horrible, monster-looking guy, and it's like, we don't look like that.
That would be amazing to have a part, because, you know, I want to show people your demo reel right now, because and then we'll talk more about what you do. It's just amazing, your acting. I mean, I've seen it firsthand at Rick's premiere when you were in Scrooge in the Hood, and you played the ghost of Christmas Past. So that was such a good movie. But let's see your demo reel now so that we can let everyone see you in action.
Not at all. You're my patient, Tommy. I'm here to listen and help. Those are mental health stigmas. Bipolar disorder can affect anyone. I have to go.
Did you see that?
You don't think there's something in there, do you?
No. I probably just left the light on and it's about ready to burn out. Come on.
I don't know, Ted. I think we should go back to my place.
No, it's probably nothing. Just a bad bulb or something. Besides, I'm too tired. I don't want to drive over there right now.
You can't even live a block down the street.
This is stupid. Can we just go in?
Fine, but if it turns out there's some weirdo wearing pantyhose, we are done.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Ghosts? No.
Why not?
I don't know. Never really thought about it.
If I told you I saw a ghost, would you believe me?
No, I'd probably think you smoked something.
Hey, what, are you serious? Forget it.
Come on. Grab a box, we'll do this downstairs. Just let me know what you'd like in reels.
Okay, thank you.
American, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, we're on a holiday in Ireland.
No.
Oh, you got family there then?
We're not hungry, okay? Can you please go away?
Well, great. Look at what you've done now. Weekend warrior. You had to play basketball like you're a 20-year-old. You're not that young anymore. What are we going to do about you missing work? What if your doctor's not covered? You need to call HR right now.
You said this was just a dream.
A piece off! Who's the all-known spirit and who's the little bugger with a small wanker?
That was amazing. Do you have a favorite? I have a favorite.
What's your favorite?
I just loved you in the Ghost of Christmas Past.
That
with
was
Rick.
so much fun to play because I read the script and he's like, "Can you do a Cockney accent?" And I was like, "Yeah, if I worked on it a little bit, I probably could." So I did the whole. I think the whole day, like during the read through, I just spoke with a Cockney accent just to get it in my head and get my mouth used to doing it. And it was so much fun to play because she's like drunken white trash. Like, you can't overplay that. So that probably was one of my favorites to do.
I really like that one the best, so that's why I said that. You wrote a novel. You're writing a novel
writing
right
it,
now,
yes.
and that's another thing you're doing. So that does that come from anything in particular, a part of your life, or what you're doing?
Kind of, a little bit. I mean, I wrote poetry and I wrote songs when I was younger and things like that. And I participated last year in something called NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. It's just 50,000 words in 30 days. And I did that, and I was like, okay, I did it. I won the contest, so to speak. And it's just to get you started writing a novel. And I just kept going with it. So now I have about 65,000 words, and I think I want to get maybe 10,000 more before I start publishing. So I'm working on that, and I'm just like, I got to take a break once in a while because I had to do a lot of research for it, and like the stuff I found out was very heartbreaking and kind of angering. So I can only write so long before I start to get emotional with it.
I understand. Did you actually, with any of the parts, the roles that you play, do you have a favorite? Because I saw a little comedy, I saw horror, thriller, I saw, different parts that you play. Do you have a favorite that you like to do?
Not a favorite part per se.
Because maybe you don't want to be typecast?
Well, I do. I'm most known in the horror genre.
Okay.
But I do drama and I do comedies and I do, daytime TV and things like that. But I love parts where I can be like dirty and physical and I still have a film in post, but it was fun to do that film because I did all my own stunts and all the fight choreography. And I put stuff in my demo reel where I have fake blood and stuff on me because people look at me and they're like, oh, Playboy Maxim model isn't going to want to get dirty. And that's the stuff that I want to do. I want to do the stuff where I get dirty and physical and aggressive and things like that because
Back up just a bit, please, about the Maxim model, international, model also. So tell us about that experience for you.
That was a few years ago, but it was very exciting because I had goals that I wanted to do and magazines I wanted to be in, and I was like, oh, I'm finally in these magazines. Like, it's just a credit, and it feels good to accomplish certain goals that you set out. So I've been in Maxim stuff, Playboy, Maxim and stuff, which were international. Stuff is now online only. Playboy's international. Jade magazine, which is only European. So I've been in several magazines that you can't even get in the U.S.
Wow. So your experience is so wide and vast. Why did you decide to get into acting when you had a career, another career?
It's always something I wanted to try, and I sang backup for local bands, and somebody took me on a casting call, and I auditioned, and I ended up getting the part, and I didn't know what I was doing. It was a local commercial, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what these terms mean, and I don't know what to say and how to say them. And I took classes, and it just kind of snowballed from there. It was like,
and you're
oh
always
my God,
studying,
I love this.
right?
Yes.
You're always studying.
You have to always study.
Living in New York City, you're right there in the heart of it. That's wonderful.
Yes.
And so
very
your
much.
connection with Rick Chandler is he brought you into one of his movies, and then it snowballed from there.
Well, I think you requested me on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it started?
And we
Facebook?
We had several mutual friends, and I checked him out, and I was like, okay. And then he sent me an offer for Gilgamesh, which we are still in our funding phase. We have half our funding. We're looking for the